This is the general opinion of the Russian public in the face of harsh Western remarks and comments aimed at Russia and Russian President Putin personally, after the riots carried out by members of the Wagner private military group. Presently, according to analysts, it is the public support for the Russian president and the way he runs the country that is considered a pedestal for Russia to overcome the storm. Answers to reporters' questions about as to whether the Wagner riots have weakened the position of Russia and President Putin, Russia's Deputy Permanent Representative to the United Nations Dmitry Polyansky emphasized. I completely disagree with this view. Russian President Putin and Russia are stronger than ever because we are united to push back the riot. If you have a different view, you don't understand Russia. And please change your mind. I also repeat, this is our internal matter and has been resolved very firmly. We are absolutely certain that our country has overcome the conflict. It's stronger than ever. And the president's authority has been made clearer. Not only Russian officials but even many Russian citizens share this view. In fact, after the appearance of information about the rebellion of the Wagner group, there were also some Russians who expressed concern, but in general the majority of people were dissatisfied with the actions of the private military group. This individual and expressed confidence in Russian President Putin and his country's governance. So far, I have always believed in President Putin and his way of solving problems. Everything's fine. I have always believed in President Putin. Everything will be resolved one way or another. Opinion polls in Russia show that Russian people's support for leaders and President Putin is always at a high level. According to the latest public opinion polls last month, the approval rating of Russians for President Putin continued to increase by 0.7 percentage points to 79.2%. In a televised speech on the evening of June 26, after the mutiny of the Wagner private military group ended, Russian President Putin thanked the people for their resilience, solidarity, and patriotism. Domestic people, the Russian leader emphasized, these are the key factors, helping to end the rebellion, dear friends. Today, I once again address all Russian citizens. Thank you for your tenacity, solidarity, and patriotism. I repeat, the social community, executive and legislative authorities at all levels have shown a high degree of unity. Leading social organizations, religions, political parties, in fact the entire Russian society, shared a firm, unequivocal stance in support of the constitutional order. All have united and gathered because the most important thing is responsibility for the destiny of our country. According to analysts, the support and trust of the Russian people for Russian President Putin is now considered extremely important in the context that Russia is facing many challenges, including many a series of sanctions from the US and Western countries. It is the public support for the Russian president and his way of running the country that is considered a pedestal for Russia to overcome the turbulence.